big news in the Canadian economy. The Bank of Canada is giving out $26 million in bonuses. Can you talk about it? What do you think of this?
Get lost. I don't understand now. We want to make the people that work at the Bank of Canada the scapegoat for what's going on. $26 million in bonus. Have you read the article?
Why don't you dive into it a little bit more?
Well, listen, I looked at it. The average bonus, I think, was like $10,000 for people that are working there. These are like already in the finance world, underpaid analysts. You know, they're like data jockeys, right? Like they're getting in all this data and they're there because they want to be there. They want to affect some change on policy. Sure, there was some kind of wage inflationary increase for the people that work at the Bank of Canada. That might be the one piece that you could call ironic, right? The Bank of Canada is warning us that the most risky thing that can happen in the economy right now for creating more entrenched inflation is to see wages starting to increase. They want to prevent that from happening. And then internally, wages increased. The news headline is this attention grabber of, you know, the employees of the Bank of Canada made out like bandits with a $26 million bonus. When really, if you dive into the numbers, there's not huge amounts of money walking out the door at the Bank of Canada in the form of employee bonuses.
Yeah, it seems like when you hear that headline that you're thinking like Tiff Macklin's getting like a $13 million bonus or something like that. And you're like, oh, is that deserved? But if it's just if it's everybody down the pipeline, there's got to be a lot of employees that are also being underpaid, have not gotten a raise in years. And this is like, instead of adding a long-term, increasing their salaries.
So they did increase the salaries also.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. It's just, if you're in finance, you're not going to work at the Bank of Canada because you're planning on, making millions of dollars. You're doing it because you want to be working in government and affecting change on policy. And maybe you're looking for something really good on your resume, right? Like afterwards, you're probably getting a job at Goldman Sachs or, one of the big Canadian banks so that you can provide insight to your new employer and, maybe have some contacts remaining at the, central bank. I saw the headline and I wouldn't necessarily say that it's a case of a whole bunch of overpaid people working at the Bank of Canada who are taking more money out. I think that if you went, line item by line item on who's getting paid and what they're getting paid, you'd find it to be quite reasonable.